Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week we're talking about a Continental gravel tire. But before we get into today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So behind me here, this is my Poseidon X Gen 3. Been kind of reviewing the bike here, and today we're reviewing the tires that this bike comes with, which are the Continental Terra Trails. Now, I'll be honest here, I have not really paid much attention to Continentals. The only Continentals I really knew off the top of my head were the Gator Skins and the GP 5000s. And that's kind of about it, road tires. I really didn't know much about their gravel tires until now. So this is the tire that comes on the Poseidon X Gen 3 right out of the box. And so I kind of wanted to give them a shot. They kind of had a different tread pattern that I've run before on gravel tires, and I said, you know what, let's give these a good go on this bike. So, what kind of riding do I get into with my Poseidon X? So with my Poseidon X, I do a fair amount of road riding. I do a fair amount of kind of a little bit of loose over hard pack. And then of course I race cyclocross this year, and we raced the Poseidon X in cyclocross. So I've done quite a bit with this tire, and of course single track's included in there too. So we kind of done pretty close to anything you can do on a gravel bike we've done with these tires here. And I thought it was time we talk about them and see, can I tell you how my experience has been with these. So size-wise, when we're running these in a 700 by 40 millimeter, that seems to be about kind of your bottom end of like a gravel tire nowadays. It's like a 40 millimeter. So I felt like the size, pretty good. This is also my first time riding a 700C gravel bike. I've been riding the Poseidon Redwood, which runs 650Bs. This is my first time riding on a 700C, so kind of a little bit of a difference there as well. So, in the conditions I've ridden this tire in, I feel like it does pretty good on the road. I'm not setting any PRs or anything on the road, because obviously I got a road bike as well, so this isn't setting any PRs on the road, but it does a decently fair job on the road. Honestly, they do pretty well. For a kind of a meatier or more aggressive gravel tire, they actually roll semi-decently, which is actually pretty surprising. I did not expect that from these tires. I expected to be kind of sluggish, but they actually roll pretty well. With that, with the grip on the corners too, they grip in the corners. Whether it's wet conditions, dry conditions, a little bit of loose crap in the corner, whatever that is, they grip. They grip in whatever that is. It's kind of a nice tire to even ride on the road to the dirt roads with. It does really well on that. And then moving on from the road, we move to like those loose over hard pack conditions, and that's kind of where this tire just does good. It doesn't slip, doesn't skid, doesn't do anything. It just works. It just kind of grips onto whatever it has. Little loose rocks, loose gravel, whatever it is, it just keeps on rolling. Now we'll kind of move on to the last thing I use these for, which was cyclocross. And that kind of includes everything. If you've never raced cyclocross, it includes a little bit of everything. You get stuff from grass fields. As you can tell, there's grass still on my bike. There's grass fields that you gotta ride through. There's paved paths. There's gravel paths. There's some single track in there. There's a little bit of everything. Off camber, everything. Anything you can imagine is included in there. And that's kind of where I saw these tires, and I went, those tires might do a pretty good job with cyclocross. And that's where I felt like they shine the most. I rode 2 different cyclocross races on these tires, and like, they grip. They do whatever. Off-camber single track sections that I wouldn't dare to take kind of a smoother tired bike on, this thing grips on them. Passes people on the single track on a super off-camber muddy corner, passed right by them. Single track mud, no problems. Grassy hills at weird angles, no problem. Hit the gravel, they rolled great. No problems there either. And then you hit the pavement, a little bit of paved section, and they just float right through it like it's nothing, like it's just ready to go. And that's where I was like, wow, these tires do a really good job on cyclocross conditions, which really encompasses everything you can imagine getting yourself into on a gravel bike. And that's kind of the big deal there. So, the Terra Trails are tubeless ready from the factory. In my case, I have not run these tubeless ready. I've been running them with just standard tubes in them for the whole time I've ridden this bike, and they work good. I have not had a problem with there. And that's one of the things I've really liked about the Terra Trails is they have their Continental shield valve system and then their protection technology. So they actually have some puncture protection built into them, making them a really, versatile tire for kind of all those conditions. Whether you're riding city streets where, yeah, there's going to be punctures, gravel roads. I live here in Nevada. There are freaking goat heads everywhere. Haven't had a problem with the puncture on these, even with inner tubes in here, which is kind of crazy that I haven't had a puncture yet. So, either way you run them, there's not really going to be an issue with them. They're going to work whether you run tubes or whether you run tubeless with them. So the Terra Trail rolls fast in a straight line, similar to the Terra Speed. I've not ridden the Terra Speed, but the Terra Speed is a much smoother tread pattern than the Terra Trail here. However, it has a much larger and robust tread pattern on the shoulder for added control when encountering more challenging terrain. When the trail becomes more technical, Terra Trail gives you the control you need in every corner. Engineered for the trail, engineered for the unknown. And that's kind of where this comes into. This is essentially that pretty much nails it right on the head. This tire is essentially your mountain bike tire for gravel bikes. It's kind of the best way I can put that. It's got the tread design and the tread pattern and the grip you would expect from a mountain bike tire just on your gravel bike. And I mean, it's hard to beat. That works. But then at the same time, it gives you some of the speed you would expect out of a smoother gravel tire. It gives you that speed as well. So it's kind of a no-brainer. It just works. It's good stuff, right? I mean, it gives you speed and grip. Both of those all together into one tire, the Terra Trail. They work really good. So this Terra Trail you're running here, they only offer it in the 700 by 40. So that's kind of your only option for this specific Terra Trail here. They do offer it in kind of a tan wall, cream wall, and then of course the black we have here. And they do offer this in a 650B as well, and a 650 by 40. So 40 millimeter wide is pretty much what you're gonna get with the Terra Trail. Works good. Like I said, that 40 millimeters is kind of on that line between being too narrow for a gravel tire and being good for a gravel tire. 40 millimeters is about as small as I personally would go on a gravel tire and still consider a gravel tire. And you can kind of run whatever pressure you want to run in these. With the tubes, then we're running these right about 40 PSI. You can go down lower than that in, whatever conditions you are. If you go tubeless, even lower, always lower. You can go way lower. You probably run this in like the 30s to 35, no issues at all. I'm running at 40 just because of the conditions I was riding this in, and all as well, cyclocross. I wanted that extra speed out of them, so I wanted them to be a little bit less comfortable and a little more speed oriented in those conditions. So you can kind of run these in whatever you want to run them. Cyclocross, gravel riding, single track on your gravel bike, road riding, mixed stuff, commuter. Dude, they do what you need to do with them. If you're looking for a great tire for your gravel bike or even your commuter bike, check out the Continental Terra Trails. Great tire. There's going to be a link in the description down below so you can check them out for yourselves. If you guys enjoyed the video or maybe learned something about the Continental Terra Trail, give this video a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys. Love answering questions you guys have. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.